County as we take a look back at how far the people in eastern Kentucky have come. Good evening to you, Jordan.
Yes, thank you, Miranda Paxton. I'm here in the city of Whitesburg, which is in Letcher County. You know, 1 year ago today, they were undergoing one of the worst, if not the worst, natural disasters to ever hit this city and the entire eastern Kentucky mountains. Now, where I am standing, which is just off of West Main here in Whitesburg, was completely underwater again 1 year ago. There's a brand new pavilion that is just to my right. There's a brand new bridge that's just behind me. The old one was completely destroyed. And then just to my left, off camera, there are houses that are still off of their foundation that the floodwaters swept off. And plus, there's going to be a ceremony. Local artists have come together here in Letcher County and have painted different paintings to remembrance of that flood. And they're going to do a big memorial here in honor of that 1 year anniversary. So let's go into the events of that day. So from the night of July 27th into the morning of July 28th, over 8 to 10 inches of rain fell here in eastern Kentucky with 13 flash flood warnings, 3 of those being upgraded to a very rare flash flood emergency. A flash flood emergency is when severe threat to human life is expected and catastrophic damage to structures is expected. Now, these are life-threatening, and the fact that 3 was issued for just this one event in eastern Kentucky really says a lot. Now, people's lives were being washed away piece by piece as they sat there hopelessly and watched it unfold right in front of their eyes. Many having to be rescued by helicopter as the raging floodwaters took everything that they've worked their entire lives all gone in a moment's notice. And again, unfortunately, we did lose 45 Kentuckians due to that historic flood. But now on to some positive. Over the last year, we've seen Kentuckians and pretty much the entire country come together and unite to help families get back on their feet. Now, over the last couple of weeks, I've had the opportunity to travel across multiple areas of eastern Kentucky, hearing stories of resilience, dedication, and perseverance from people as they try to come back from this awful event. Now, I'm telling you right now, the people here in eastern Kentucky is a special kind of people. I have shed tears with them. I've hugged their necks. I've laughed with them. I've smiled with them all throughout the last couple of weeks as we have looked back over the last year. Now, I also spoke with Governor Andy Beshear about how he felt when he first got the phone call early that morning, what the state has done since, and what they still plan to do. Here's what he had to say. As the Eastern Kentucky flood anniversary approaches, Governor Andy Beshear reflects on how he felt when he first got the call in the early morning hours of Friday, July 28th, 2022.
And where this was hitting, I mean, it was taking what little people had. I mean, what some of them may have worked decades to put together. It was wiping out land that some families had lived on for generations, and then seeing it firsthand that next morning when we could reach, especially Breathitt County, with a flyover, just how massive the damage was, how widespread it was. And I knew in those very first moments that this was going to be the toughest rebuild that the United States had ever seen. The very first piece you're thinking about is how do we save as many lives as possible. I'm so proud of our Guard, of our state police, of Fish and Wildlife, which did an incredible job, but of all of our local first responders. The best information we have is they made over 1,400 rescues.
The state has done the best that they can getting families and businesses back on their feet over the last year in the hardest hit areas.
The best information we have from FAHI is that about 300 plus homes have either been mucked out, repaired, or built and are habitable.
So what all has the state done over the last year? You know, we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary. What has the last 12 months looked like?
I'm really looking forward to these high ground communities. I mean, getting to reimagine what a big neighborhood in eastern Kentucky looks like. Maybe we put a medical clinic that's there as well. If we have extra land for economic development, maybe you can walk your kids to school and walk to work. What an incredible thing that would be.
In all of the governor's days, filled with work to honor the Commonwealth, some days can almost break a spirit. But not him. He knows eastern Kentucky will get through this.
But that's also the time you need to be there to tell people that we will not only make it, but we'll be there in the months and the days, but most importantly in the years that it's going to take to rebuild. We love you. You are tough people, and we are not going to abandon you.
Now, we know Eastern Kentucky has come a long way over the last year, but as you heard the governor say, there is still a long way to go because a disaster to this magnitude takes years and years to recover from. Now, I've seen firsthand over the last couple of years just how strong Kentuckians can be, from the Western Kentucky tornadoes to the Eastern Kentucky floods. And I know that we will come back stronger than ever. So hold your head up high, Eastern Kentucky, because I have full faith that we will come back to this. It's not easy, it's not been easy, and it's, of course, still going to be hard trouble ahead, but hold your head up high again, because we are Kentucky strong. Reporting live in Letcher County, I'm meteorologist Jordan Smith for ABC 36 on your side.
Thank you, Jordan, for that week-long look back at the devastation. And we're asking you in today's ABC 36 On Your Side poll if you think Eastern Kentucky is now better prepared for a catastrophic flood. Our poll is open, as you can see at the bottom of your screen.
Vote by scanning the QR code for a real-time response, or you can go to WTVQ/vote. We'd like to know what you think.
And now, exactly 1 year after the Eastern Kentucky floods, a woman is killed during a flooding in Nicholas County this morning.
The coroner has identified the woman as 52-year-old Rosa Rowland. Our Jane Davenport has more.
Sometimes stories have no words. Sometimes life is just too much to take. This family lost their matriarch today. The woman they looked up to, now gone. The floodwaters came early this morning. The family of Rosa Rowland said she called for help 5 times as the water continued to rise. We don't have the family much on camera. They are grieving a devastating loss, and we respect that. But the pictures we can show you tell the tragic story with the worst ending. Carlisle police received the distress calls from Rowland, but couldn't get to her home because of the water and downed power lines. Search teams got the call and quickly found her body about 3/4 of a mile from the property in a field. Her family said she lived a hard life, but was a champion for her family, especially her 2 daughters. Now all the family can do is clean up and go on. They know that's what Rosa Rowland would have wanted. In Carlisle, I'm Jane Davenport, ABC 36 on your side.
Well, checking back in with our chief meteorologist, T.G. Shuck. Hard to believe just 365 days ago, we all remember where we were, the devastating flooding that the region is still trying to recover from today, T.G.
And then another fatality, this morning.
I was going to say, Miranda, absolutely. Very ironic. And last night at 11 o'clock, we were concerned because the setup was very similar up into Harrison and Nicholas counties. Those storms were back building with just torrential rain, tons of lightning. And you can see here this from Lone Aurora there in Cynthiana, a bridge just covered with rushing water. I want to take you back to last night between 7:30 in the evening and 3:30 in the morning. This is toward the end of the loop, and then we'll let it run again, and you'll see Cynthiana here in Harrison County, Carlisle, and Nicholas County. We had the initial batch, brief break, and then watch here in eastern Harrison County, it continues to build back and back and back and then run over the same area. And if you're here in Lexington looking northward, it was just constant lightning with these storms off to the north. And unfortunately, the radar estimates ground truth with this. In red, a 6 to 7 inch rainfall, and much of that in about a 4 or 5 hour period. As far as what we got out there this afternoon, we had big storms rumble across northern northeastern Kentucky. Now, the only positive to that was the fact that it kept the heat away there. Bluegrass Pace Care, Skyview HD Camera Network, the hazy sun, skyline in the distance. We're at 93 southwest winds up. Our Hicks and Funson cam feeling like 104 here in Lexington. You see the difference with the rain-cooled air out here in the east, up and down I-75. Not only is it hot, but we got super high dew points, and there's your end result as expected. 105 in Richmond, 106 in Frankfort, 103 both Somerset and London. You're kind of off the hook in eastern Kentucky because the earlier storms cool things down enough to keep you out of the heat advisory, which runs until 10 o'clock tonight. So just as expected, it has been a scorcher out there. May do it all again tomorrow, getting into the low 90s. That's going to be predicated on how soon we get storms cranking ahead of the front. But there is good news. It's going to feel great as we wrap up July and kick off August, Monday and Tuesday. More on that in your Storm Team forecast coming up.
See you soon, TG. The search continues for a fugitive in Harrodsburg. Officers say Cassius Logan escaped from police custody today before getting processed. Logan was arrested this morning for second-degree robbery. He was found with a large amount of fentanyl pills. Anyone with information on Logan's whereabouts is asked to call Harrodsburg police. Officials say Logan is considered armed and dangerous and should not be approached.
Well, the Louisville Metro police officer who was shot in the head in the deadly mass shooting at Old National Bank in downtown Louisville back in April is now officially back home.
Officer Nicholas Wilt was responding to an active shooter situation on April 10th at Old National Bank in Louisville when he was shot and rushed to the hospital. He remained in critical condition for nearly a month and since then has made steady progress.
Now, earlier today, Officer Wilt officially making his way out of rehab as nurses, doctors, and the media made way for him. His brother Zach thanking those who helped in his brother's recovery.
The staff from everybody has been truly amazing to our family, and nothing short of a miracle work they do with Nick, with taking care of our family. I mean, we were secondary to Nick, but the hospital treated us like we were primary with Nick, which we couldn't have asked for better accommodations. That said, because of the work they did, we get to take our brother home today. Nick gets to go home today, sleep in his own bed with his own TV, and he's been asking for a steak dinner for a couple weeks now, and you bet we're going to get him a steak dinner tonight.
Wilt continues to recover from a traumatic brain injury and will continue treatment through outpatient care.
Well, still ahead, how UK basketball team is raising money to help those in Mayfield recover after recent floods.
Plus, another country music artist is coming to Rupp Arena. Details of the concert in just minutes.
Well, scorcher on this Friday across much of central and southern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky off the hook due to those earlier storms. Speaking of, more of those expected into the weekend, but the frontal boundary moves through, and we see a lot of improvement into early next week. Your Storm Team forecast is coming up.
Well, we got a good one for you tonight. Something a woman hopes a male stripper does when she's watching him perform.
Takes his pants off.
Take it off!
Don't miss incredible deals at Ashley's Midnight Madness. 10 a.m. to midnight Friday and Saturday only. Buy one, get one half off store-wide. Or get no interest for 60 months with no down payment. 10 a.m. to midnight Friday and Saturday only at Ashley.
When I set out to build our firm, it was built for greatness. It was built for you. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
This portion of ABC 36 News is brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery. Over $4.8 billion in grants and scholarships. The Viewers' Choice Awards results are in. Mount Sterling wins Best Festival for Court Days again this year. Go to WTVQ.com for a full list of winners. And thanks for voting for Mount Sterling in ABC 36 Viewers' Choice Awards. ABC 36, on your side.
Friday and Saturday only at Ashley's Midnight Madness. Buy one, get one half off store-wide. Buy a sofa, get the love seat half off. Plus, get interest-free financing for 12 months. 10 a.m. to midnight, Friday and Saturday only at Ashley.
Next, E.T., The Parent Trap turns 25.
You are aging me.
E.T. was on the set with an 11-year-old Lindsay Lohan.
It's fun and I like the attention.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36.
I believe, TG, I heard you say there's good news at the end of this forecast.
There is. I know it's hard to believe. I guess you have to look at the big picture. I mean, here we are, almost out of July, and until yesterday and today, our warmest day had been 93 back on June 3rd, ironically. We hadn't had any heat and humidity to speak of, but obviously we have caught up and then some, but we're going to get out of it fairly quickly. Now, we had some big storms across northern northeastern Kentucky. Unfortunately, that leftover boundary from the flooding rains over parts of Robertson, Nicholas, and Harrison County early this morning acted as a little mini front. This from Ashland here as those storms moving in from Damon, Everly, and you can see those things exiting into western West Virginia very quickly, and the lingering clouds and the rain-cooled air rushing out of the departing storms has actually done a lot of eastern Kentucky a favor in keeping things below the heat advisory criteria. Organized severe weather racing through the Mountaineer State. Off to the north, not a whole lot going on, although our in-house data wants to refire some of this stuff. Our Bluegrass Pace Care Skyview HD camera network, this is out of the Kentucky Horse Park. Actually, in Richmond, the temperature is 95, but we're pretty much in the mid-90s everywhere. Humidity levels are way up. Notice the dew points low to mid-70s. So we got the feel likes up and down I-75 in that range between 100 and 105 plus. Notice how Moorhead's only 73. It's 86 in Jackson, 91 in Hazard. So really, it's just this part of northeastern Kentucky. Everywhere else, the dew points are way up there, and look at the heat indices. 103, Monticello, Somerset, London, and Danville. 104 here in Lexington, 106 in Frankfort, reaching that criteria for the heat advisory. And look at the spread out west. 96 feels like 108 in Louisville. Straight up 100 in St. Louis feels like almost 110. So a lot of folks dealing with the heat. You see this area kind of carved out of eastern Kentucky, now out of the heat advisory, which goes until 10 o'clock this evening. We've got that boundary off to the north, which is going to slowly drift to the south and eventually kind of break that bubble of heat and humidity. I mentioned our in-house data wants to fire up another cluster of storms and run it over the same area that has seen a lot of rain already, which would not be a great scenario. This may be a little bit overdone. We'll start out low mid-70s tomorrow, and then into the afternoon, highs, I think, reach low 90s. But a lot of that is going to depend on when the storms really start to fire. A low-end level 1 risk, and it'll be a lot like what we've dealt with last night and today. Damaging winds, yeah, we've had a few severe thunderstorm warnings, but really concerned about the heavy downpours, the flooding rains, the big lightning, and some hail as this drifts to the south. So as it moves to the south, we're going to be a whole lot better shape later Sunday, but more so into Monday and Tuesday. 88 Sunday, and then we get that north to northeast wind, high pressure, drier air, and less humid. 86, our average high is 87, so we're in good shape. And look at the muggy meter. We go from very oppressive all the way down into the comfortable range, and we'll just kind of spell this out for you. All right, look at Sunday, low 70s. That's kind of what we're dealing with now. But look at how the dry air moves in. By Monday afternoon, those dew points are going to be down in the 50s. And when you get that this time of the year, that means it's going to feel great, everything being relative compared to what we dealt with the last couple of days. It'll be great. All right, warm, muggy, we got to get there first. A few storms tonight, low to mid-70s, 93 tomorrow. Could be a little hotter, maybe underdone if we see the storms earlier, and then things improve. Your pick days, the final day of July and the first day of August, mid-80s, low humidity, feeling good and looking good. And then we'll see temperatures climb and a few storms back in the mix this time next week.
All right, thank you, Gigi. Now let's take a look at our live traffic cameras at High and Broadway. Things moving smoothly at this hour.
Yeah, not much to report, but there are a couple slowdowns that we do want to let you know about. Elaine Drive at South Broadway. We're told there's an injury collision there. Also a non-injury collision at Ironworks Pike and Marks Lane. So be aware of that as you make your way home or make your way out the door this evening. Well, after freezing during a press conference earlier this week, how is he planning on spending the rest of the current congressional session in his role? We'll have the latest on Mitch McConnell coming up.
Plus, how the UK basketball team is also raising money to help those in Mayfield after recent severe weather. Stay with us.
Watch me. Watch me grapple, move, and pin. When I hit the mat, don't underestimate the grin. I've got state championships and medals to show, but it's about more than just winning. This you should know. Overcoming odds through therapy and care. The road was long, now opponents beware. Watch me. Game-changing sports medicine at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Every 40 seconds, a kid is reported missing. Find the Children provides educational material that teaches your kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs are very successful in bringing kids back home to their family. You can help protect our kids and bring the missing kids home safe by donating your unwanted car, truck, SUV, or van, running or not. We guarantee you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup, usually within 24 hours. Over 2,000 kids are reported missing every day. Call now to donate your vehicle. Donate now to bring these kids home safe.
Call 800-919-6011. 800-919-6011. 800-919-6011.
My faith guides me as governor and as a dad. I'm a deacon in my church, and I believe that all children are children of God. These attacks on me by Daniel Cameron are not true. I've never supported gender reassignment surgery for kids, and those procedures don't happen here in Kentucky. When I took office, I vowed to support parents because as parents, we know what's best for our kids, not politicians in Frankfurt or Washington.
Watch ABC 36 every Friday night for Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck's Bow Tie Friday Forecast. Brought to you by Stuart Mercer. You're watching ABC 36 News at 5 with Miranda Combs, Paxton Boyd, Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck, and Sports with Jeff Pecoro. ABC 36 on your side.
Today, members of the Kentucky men's basketball team are hosting an autograph tour all across the state to help benefit flood victims in Mayfield. 8 players from the team are set to host the La Familia autograph tour through Sunday at select Kroger locations. Tickets cost $60 at each location. It includes one entry for one person and allows you to bring one item to be signed by the players in attendance. A portion of the proceeds plus the sponsor proceeds will benefit the Mayfield Flood Relief Mission. Players will be at the Kroger in Somerset and Moorhead tonight. The event started at 4 and will go until 6 o'clock tonight.
Country music fans, get ready for another concert in Lexington. 3-time Grammy Award winner country music singer Tim McGraw is coming to Rupp Arena next year. The country legend will be appearing in Lexington on June 15th with special guest Carly Pearce. All tickets will go on sale next week starting Friday, August 4th. And as I told you, I think I was 16 the last time I went to a Tim McGraw concert.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm sure tickets will go pretty quickly.
All right, we'll be right back.
At Rally's, I'm in the driver's seat. Give me that $5 meal deal with a Rally burger or a bacon cheddar crisp, plus sides and a drink for just $5. Or go big cheese, the Cheddar Buford. Whatever you order, own it at Rally's. Get your late night flavor fix.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And every new Toyota comes with that. Like the best-selling Camry. It's got all the room and comfort you want, and you can't beat this view. Extend your summer even further in this electrified Camry Hybrid. An estimated 600 miles without stopping for gas or to recharge. During Toyota's Room with a View event, get 3.99 APR on a new Camry or 4.99 on Camry Hybrid, plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. Book your room now. Toyota. Let's go places.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
The Viewers' Choice Awards results are in. Hickson Funson wins Best Law Firm and Best Personal Injury Attorney again this year. Go to WTVQ.com for a full list of winners. And thank you for voting for Hickson Funson.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, there's only one thing you need to do. Call 800-800-4600. We stand up to the insurance company for all the money you deserve. Call 800-800-4600. We know how to turn low insurance offers into big settlements. Call 800-800-4600. When you need a lawyer, ask anyone in Kentucky. They'll say, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
ABC 36 Solid Blue Sports Report is brought to you by UK Federal Credit Union.
36 Blitz, brought to you by Elliott Services and Clark's Pump and Shop.
Well, we continue the 36 Blitz with a stop here in Lexington with the Lexington Christian Eagles. Head coach Doug Charles and his squad are loaded with talent once again. Will this be the year the Eagles win the state? Our Chris Bolton has the preview.
With the start of the season right around the corner, the Lexington Christian Eagles are ready for kickoff. LCA went 9-5 last season, but bring back the core of a roster that's only continued to improve.
We've had the best offseason we've had since I've been around. It's our kids have really bought in, and our leadership, competition Wednesdays have been great. The results have been fantastic.
Senior quarterback and Kentucky commit Cutter Boley leads the charge for the Eagles. His familiarity with the offensive system is poised to shine through now that he enters his second season with LCA.
He's really focused on his body. You know, he's gained 20 pounds of muscle. He's put in the work. He's got himself fit and ready to go. He's gotten much stronger. That's one of the things I've noticeably seen. And his confidence is really high. He's a consummate leader. He's selfless, but when he gets between those lines, he's an alpha dog, and he's going to compete at the highest level.
Well, I got a year of the offense under my belt. I made all my friends. I'm really close to everybody on the team now, so I'm just really excited. It's going to be a good year. We got a good team put together. We got a lot of dudes coming back, and a lot of dudes have joined us, so I'm excited for this year.
For a program that's played at Kroger Field for state championships, there's one goal in mind for this group, and that's to seal the deal.
It's no doubt a state championship or bust this year. I mean, that's our complete mindset. We want to win a state championship. We want to get a ring. We got all the pieces to do it, and this is the year to do it.
The leadership and stuff in place, and the coaching staff. I've got a great staff. Have done a great job preparing our guys. So it's always the goal here, and it's never going to change as long as I'm here.
Doug Charles enters his 5th season as head coach at LCA. He's crafted one of the toughest schedules in the state as the Eagles face 3 defending state champions in their first 5 games. But there is a method to his madness.
Well, I always felt philosophically that if you wait till the last of the year, to the end of the year, to play your best opponents, that you've really done your team an injustice in scheduling.
Down the stretch, it's going to help us a ton. We're going to have our first 5 games are all going to be close games. You know what I mean? We're going to have to battle to win each and every one of those games.
LCA starts the season with a Saturday night showdown on August 19th against Bowling Green. With the Eagles, I'm Chris Bolton, ABC 36 Sports.
Boy, that's exciting. All right, coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll preview the Jim Dandy Stakes. Stay with us. More to come right after this.
These new scratch-offs from the Kentucky Lottery will get you moving.
I'm Brandon Rivard. For nearly 40 years, we at Rivard Fine Jewelry have dedicated ourselves to providing our customers with an unforgettable shopping experience. We welcome you to visit our newly renovated showroom, where you'll find the largest selection of designer engagement rings and handcrafted gemstone and diamond jewelry in Central Kentucky. We also specialize in certified mined and lab-grown diamonds at the absolute best price. No matter the occasion, our skilled team will help you experience the brilliance you deserve at Rivard Fine Jewelry. Nobody does I do like we do.
When someone's injured at a place of business or in a public space, that shouldn't happen. Slip and falls, falling objects, a drowning, crimes like assault, rape, and even murder. We've handled them all, and we have a team of lawyers that handle only these cases. But here's the thing, don't wait. Evidence and witnesses disappear. Time matters, size matters. Let America's largest injury firm go to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Get a career in less than a year. The College for Technical Education in Lexington offers training in these in-demand medical fields: medical assistant and medical massage therapy. Online, evening, and weekend options available. Apply now at cte.edu. Get a career in less than a year. The College for Technical Education's Lexington campus offers training in these in-demand fields: building trades technician, business operations, medical assistant, and information technology support. Apply now at cte.edu.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. News at 5.
Welcome back. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell plans to serve the rest of the current congressional session in his role as GOP leader.
McConnell's office made the announcement Friday. It comes just 2 days after he froze for about 30 seconds during a news conference. McConnell was back to work Thursday, but the 81-year-old has faced scrutiny over his health this year.
McConnell has led the Senate GOP for the past 16 years and is the longest-serving Senate party leader ever. We'll still head in our next half hour. We continue remembering the devastating flood exactly 1 year ago today. We share a story from a flood survivor.
And those in the city of Paris losing power for hours. Hear from businesses impacted by the sudden power outage.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
My skin was so uncomfortable.
The itching was so bad.
Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, but thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone, both on the front and through the back. Even if the paper is held up to the light, even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. So block it out before you throw it out. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. This offer is not available on Amazon, so call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Order now.
Call 1-800-903-8876. That's 1-800-903-8876. Or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-903-8876 now.
Now at 5:30, several in Paris were without power for hours. It's since been restored. We have reaction from businesses affected by the outage.
Plus, we take you to Letcher County, where we continue remembering the flood in eastern Kentucky exactly 1 year later. Hear from a flood survivor in just minutes.
I'm Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck. Of course, a scorcher as expected. Highs across the area into the low and mid 90s, and our feel likes right around 105 in many locations. Got maybe one more day to deal with this, but a little light at the end of the tunnel heading into early next week. Your Storm Team forecast is on the way.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. News at 5:30.
Good evening. I'm Miranda Combs.
And I'm Paxton Boyd. Thanks for joining us. It's been 1 year since the devastating flooding in eastern Kentucky that ravaged much of the region, killing 45 people and displacing thousands. Since then, the community members have come together to help one another heal and rebuild.
We've shared stories of comebacks and survival this week as we continue to remember the lives lost during the devastating floods. ABC 36 meteorologist Jordan Smith is live in Letcher County as we take a look back at how far the people of eastern Kentucky have come. Good evening to you, Jordan.
Yeah, good evening, Miranda and Paxton. That's exactly right. As you said, I'm here in Whitesburg, which is the city seat of Letcher County, and it was exactly 1 year ago today that they were dealing with one of the worst, if not the worst, natural disasters to ever hit not only the city, but most of eastern Kentucky. Now, exactly where I'm standing was completely underwater thanks to the nearby creek that runs just over from me. The pavilion, the bridge that is just over my right shoulder, has been completely rebuilt because the flood destroyed the previous one. This house that you're seeing sitting behind me, it is several feet off of its original foundation. You can see the damage is still surrounding the house. So, you know, there's still a lot that has to be done here into Letcher County. Now, on that night, you know, it happened from the 9th to the 27th into the 28th. People's lives were literally being washed away piece by piece as they sat there and watched it over 600 rescues by air, over 1,400 by boat. But over the last year, we have seen Kentuckians and the entire nation come together and help unite to get families back on their feet. Now, over the last couple of years, I've traveled across last couple of weeks rather, I've traveled across Eastern Kentucky, hearing stories of resilience, dedication, and perseverance from people as they try to come back from this awful event. For example, Wiley Hudson up the road in Breathitt County lost everything he had 1 year ago tonight and almost lost his family. Here's his story.
If it's good Lord's will, it's going to come whether we want it to or not, just like that night, you know, it wasn't in none of our control. And I said, well, probably might ought to go to the barn and move the livestock. And I went down over the hill out here and down the other end of the property, and I had a barn, 2 barns down there, and moved my livestock up to higher ground. Time me and the livestock got back up to the high ground, the water was already behind us. I said, I've seen water, you know, been here a long time, I've seen water, and we ain't got time for that. And within 5 minutes, we was wading water waist deep. I'm just concentrating on getting my family out alive. I could care less about the stuff. May 8th of this year when I moved back in. Enough to where I could, you know, and well, as you can see, we still ain't finished, but it's livable. Not got much government help or state help or nothing like that. Most of it's just been churches and kind-hearted people that I've known and had dealings with over the years that helped when they could and where they could. People around here need about everything because they've not done much of nothing that I know of but clean the creek out, and that ain't gonna help put nobody back in the house. Just because the creek can flow freely don't mean it nothing.
Well, as you can see, he's come a long way, but there still is a long way to go, not only for him, but for most of Eastern Kentucky. But I know that everybody will get through it and will eventually recover from this because, as we've seen from the Western Kentucky tornadoes to the floods here in Eastern Kentucky, we are Kentucky strong. Reporting in Letcher County, I'm meteorologist Jordan Smith for ABC 36 on your side.